Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because what just happened in Europe is bigger than a scandal, is bigger than a policy fight, is bigger than a fine. This is the moment that the European Union accidentally triggered a global tech revolt, and the shockwaves are already hitting Washington, Beijing, Silicon Valley, and every single smartphone on planet Earth, folks. Tonight, we're witnessing something that the world has never seen before. Apple, TikTok, and Elon Musk's X. Three companies that never agree on anything have just turned their firepower back on Brussels at the exact same time. And so the reason why is simple. The European Union pushed too far. I mean, they forced Apple to rip open the iPhone like it's some kind of a public utility, and they cornered TikTok with bans, threats, and forced sale ultimatums. And then they slapped X with a 120 million euro fine. And then they tried to strangle the platform that now delivers uncensored news to every country in Europe. And then, because that wasn't insane enough, they unleashed a brand new weapon, a cross-border online hate speech police with the power to censor entire platforms in hours. But the EU thought everybody would just go ahead and roll over. They thought Apple would obey. They thought TikTok would beg. They thought Elon Musk would fold. And Trump's America would look the other way. Well, they miscalculated that one big time, because as of tonight, every major tech battlefield just exploded at once, and the EU is losing control of the very digital empire that it thought that it ruled. Let me go ahead and get into this. Hit the like button, subscribe. It only takes a second. Gang, here's where everything truly detonates, because Brussels didn't just go after one company or one platform or one little itty bitty feature that they didn't like. No. Overnight, the European Union launched a massive multi-front assault on American tech giants, X, Apple, and TikTok, all at once, all at the same time, as if they were daring the entire world to push back. It was supposed to be their big regulatory flex, their moment to remind the planet that Brussels, not Silicon Valley, decides how the digital world works. But instead, it completely blew up in their faces. The EU fined X 120 million euros, then demanded Apple surrender control of the iPhone, then cornered TikTok with threats of bans and forced divestitures. Three battles, three industries, one massive miscalculation, because by attacking all of them simultaneously, Brussels did something no one thought was possible. They united Apple, TikTok, and X into the same resistance. This is where the revolt begins. Then, of course, we move to Apple, because this may be the single biggest unforced error in EU history. Brussels actually ordered Apple to crack open the iPhone and allow third-party app stores, side loading, alternate payment systems, and basically anything a government regulator wants to jam into your device. They framed it as a consumer freedom, but everybody already knows what it really was. It was a power grab, a forced dismantling of the most secure mobile ecosystem on Earth. And Apple did something they almost never do. They fought back publicly, firmly, immediately. Apple warned that the EU's mandate would weaken security, expose users to malware, and put European citizens at risk. Now, this wasn't Apple versus its competitor. This was Apple versus Brussels. And the quiet part is now loud. The EU didn't break Apple, they radicalized Apple. And that added a $1 trillion titan to the tech revolt. So now let's talk about TikTok, because Brussels thought that they could just corner this platform without consequences. Wrong. Western nations, some inside the EU, some outside, have been ramping up pressure for months, pushing for a forced divestiture, a total corporate restructuring, or even outright bans if TikTok doesn't cut ties with Beijing. For the first time, TikTok leadership is openly acknowledging that they may be pushed out of entire markets unless they surrender control. Now that's how serious that this has become. Beijing is fuming. European youth are outraged, and TikTok is now being dragged into the same battlefield Brussels opened with it when it attacked Apple and X. But here's a twist. Every step the EU takes makes Beijing lean in harder, and it also makes Washington lean in harder too, and TikTok becomes another front in a global tug of war that they no longer control. Brussels didn't corner TikTok. They started a global geopolitical avalanche. Now, before I move on, I do want to pause for something very important, because just like these tech crackdowns, there's some changes that are happening behind the scenes that can hit people when they least expect it. A viewer just told me that his medication jumped from $14 to $70 without warning. Nothing changed on his end. His Medicare plan had quietly shifted tiers. And then he told me something that really stuck with me. I felt blindsided, Ron. That's the danger. Plans change when you're not even looking. Chapter makes sure that you're never ambushed by shifts hidden inside of your Medicare coverage. They track the changes so your wallet and your health don't take unnecessary hits. Now, most people are already dialing the phone number at the bottom of your screen right now, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. That phone number again is 909-563-8279. Now, let me share something powerful from one of our viewers. So Paulette Diener said, "Thank you so much, Ron, for sharing about Chapter. Called them and they were able to communicate about my son's Medicare that has been a nightmare for over a year and give advice that helped him get a plan that saved money and meet his healthcare needs. What a blessing. Highly recommended to anyone that is struggling with Medicare." Hey, Paulette, thank you so much. Messages like yours, these are exactly why I keep bringing Chapter to this community. Medicare can feel like a maze, confusing, frustrating, sometimes just downright overwhelming. But hearing that your son finally got clarity, support, and savings, that right there matters. That's real impact. And I'm just grateful that you shared your story with me. So thank you. And if all of that weren't enough, Brussels then unveiled the move that pushed this entire continent into revolt. A brand new cross-border digital enforcement authority, the so-called online hate speech police. Now, this entity would have the power to demand takedowns across all platforms in any EU country within hours. No debate, no appeal, no national sovereignty. This wasn't regulation. This was centralization, digital federalization under Brussels control. And it completely backfired instantly. Civil liberties groups erupted, opposing parties exploded, even governments that traditionally align with the EU recoiled. Because everyone saw this for what it really was. It was a global censorship switchboard designed as safety. And the moment Brussels tried to seize control over what Europeans could read, post, or say, the backlash became irreversible. This wasn't protecting Europe. This was the EU declaring itself the final judge of truth. And the tech revolt gained another army. Then came the moment Brussels never saw coming. After slapping X with a €120 million fine under the Digital Services Act, accusing the platform of misleading verification practices and insufficient content controls, Elon Musk didn't bow. He didn't apologize. Elon Musk retaliated. X shut down the European Commission's ad account entirely. Nikita Beer, X's head of product, publicly accused Brussels of manipulating platform tools, exploiting loopholes, and expecting immunity from the very rules that they enforce on everybody else. This was a complete direct humiliation. And while the EU posted their victory message, Musk fired the shot heard around the world. The EU should be abolished. Within hours, Abolish the EU began trending across Europe. Millions of users, especially young voters, disillusioned with Brussels, they jumped in. X wasn't just refusing to fold, it was mobilizing Europe's population against the Commission in real time. Brussels hit X, but X hit back harder. And then President Donald J. Trump stepped in and changed everything. The EU wanted a tech war? Oh, they just got a diplomatic one. After reviewing the EU's escalating censorship mandates, Secretary of State Marco Rubio blasted Brussels for launching attacks on American platforms and undermining free expression. Then came the shock directive. The United States would deny visas to anyone involved in censorship, fact checkers, trust and safety teams, moderation contractors, misinformation analysts, anyone. Counselor offices were instructed to review LinkedIn profiles, work histories, media footprints, even quote-unquote misinformation enforcement roles. If you've ever worked to censor speech, you're not stepping foot in the United States. This was historic. This was the first time the United States government formally weaponized immigration policy to defend free speech in the digital era. And then all of a sudden, Brussels realized they weren't just fighting Elon Musk. They were fighting the Trump administration. And so now we get to the part that sent shockwaves through Brussels. President Trump's new national security strategy released just days ago. And guys, it does not hold back. For the first time in modern history, a U.S. administration officially states that Europe is facing a civilization erasure caused by uncontrolled immigration, collapsing birth rates, and a total loss of national identity. Look, this thing accuses Brussels of using regulation, not innovation, to control society and silence dissent. This is the moment Brussels realized the fight was no longer about tech companies. This was about Europe's future. Now, Trump's message to the world was crystal clear. The United States wants Europe to remain European, confident, sovereign, independent, and not ruled by unelected central planners issuing speech codes and fines. So when Brussels attacked X, Apple, and TikTok, Washington saw something deeper, a frightening bureaucracy trying to hold on to a dying order. And so here's why Brussels is panicking even more than they want to admit. European populism is not rising, it's erupting. In Germany, the AfD is polling #1 nationwide, ahead of every establishment party. That alone terrifies Brussels. But then came the real meltdown. Leaks showing German authorities exploring ways to ban the AfD entirely using extremist classifications. And that isn't an isolated case. Geert Wilders just shocked the world by winning the Dutch election. Italy is tightening its borders. France's national rally is surging. Hungary openly defines Brussels weekly. And the common denominator behind all of these movements, X is now the #1 news source in every EU nation. Europeans aren't consuming state-filled media anymore. They're now getting raw, unapproved, unregulated information directly. This is why Brussels is fighting so desperately, because the people are slipping out of their hands and they're discovering the truth for themselves. And now I want to step back and I want to look at the battlefield that Brussels accidentally created. Because when the EU attacked Apple, TikTok, and X simultaneously, they didn't just start 3 fights. They triggered a global tech revolt. Now think about this. Apple almost never challenges governments publicly. TikTok is usually pretty careful, quiet, cautious, and X is the wild card. But suddenly, all 3, these platforms with billions of users found themselves unified by one villain, the European Commission. Now, each company realized the same truth at the exact same moment. If Brussels can rewrite Apple's ecosystem, fine X into submission, and dictate TikTok's ownership, then they can control the entire digital world. So instead of dividing big tech, Brussels united them. 3 giants, trillions of dollars in market value, billions of global users, all now aligned explicitly or implicitly against the EU's regulatory empire. This is the first true tech civil war in history, and Brussels just lit the fuse. And now here's the part that mainstream media won't touch. Many economists on both sides of the Atlantic, they're now calling Brussels' crackdown a disguised tariff war on American innovation. The EU knows that it cannot build platforms like X. They already know that. It can't design smartphones like Apple, and it cannot compete with TikTok's global algorithm dominance, so instead of innovating, it regulates. Apple has already paid hundreds of millions of dollars in EU penalties, Meta too, and now X is in their crosshairs. TikTok is next. This pattern is just too precise to be coincidence. So Washington officials inside the Trump administration, they're calling it what it is, a financial weapon, a protectionist shield, a bureaucratic punishment for being American and successful. This is what the Trump administration is calling it. Europe doesn't produce the next generation of tech giants, it polices them. So when Brussels launched this new regulatory blitz, they weren't protecting consumers. They were just trying to kneecap American dominance, and they did it very poorly. But here's where the story turns from a tech revolt into a political earthquake. Inside the EU itself, member states are quietly rebelling against Brussels. Hungary outright refuses to comply with new censorship directives. Italy is pushing back against migrant quotas and digital speech controls. Several Baltic nations are questioning whether Brussels should even have the authority to decide what their citizens can post, watch, or read. What are they, children over there? For the first time in decades, the European Union is dealing with open internal disobedience. And Elon Musk's bombshell statement, the EU should be abolished, that didn't just go viral. It resonated deeply with governments already frustrated by Brussels' overreach. Guys, the truth is this. Nations across Europe are tired of giving up sovereignty to unelected technocrats who believe that they should run everything from borders to speech to smartphones. Brussels didn't just provoke tech companies, it provoked its own members. And now we arrive at the final picture, the part Brussels can no longer deny or control. For the first time in history, the European Union is facing a three-front rebellion. On one front, the world's biggest tech giants, Apple, TikTok, and X, they're refusing to bend. On another, populist governments across Europe are breaking ranks. They're pulling away from Brussels' authority. And on the third front, the United States, under President Donald J. Trump, is directly challenging the EU's censorship machine with visa bans, diplomatic pressure, and open criticism of Europe's shrinking freedoms. Brussels wanted to dominate the digital world, but instead, it triggered a worldwide backlash that's so powerful that the EU itself is now destabilizing. This isn't just regulation gone wrong. This is the EU losing the very control it spent decades building. And now, the question isn't whether the revolt spreads. It's whether Brussels survives it.